If you are a multi-passionate creative, a visionary artiste, then you have very likely heard the why don't you just pick one thing and stick to it? But what if that's the worst advice for a creative soul like you? You've probably heard that being multi-passionate is a problem, some kind of hurdle to overcome, or maybe something that doesn't really yield any success, right? Like, oh, it's fun, it's cute. And I'm here to tell you that they're all wrong. All of them, they're all wrong. I kid, kind of. But what if being multi passionate is your superpower? By the end of this video, you'll see why you are not too scattered to have a thriving, successful, fulfilling career. And you'll learn how embracing your multifaceted nature can actually lead to great fulfillment and success. My name is Jessica Suarez, and welcome to my channel. In this space, we talk all things creativity, spirituality, self-actualization, and self-expression. I am an insatiably curious human being, a voracious learner, someone who is drawn and compelled by so many things. I love me a good rabbit hole, y'all. It's like my soul incarnated this lifetime on earth, and she was just like, I'm a sample from this one and this one and this one. Give me tapa style, give me buffet, right? I've never been a one thing kind of gal. I went to a university that was all about pulling from different schools and different philosophies and ways of thinking to create a singular concentration. Shout out Gallatin forever. If we have any Gallatin students or alums in this space, let me know in the comments. Gallatin will always have a very special place in my heart. So, given all of this and my naturally, some would call it rebellious, I would say I just want to do things my own way, kind of nature, I'm very familiar with these voices. With these choose just one, niche down, specialize, you're too much, you're too intense, this is messy, all of those voices. I've said them to myself, I've received them from other people. So this is a dynamic that I am intimately familiar with, how being multi-passionate, multi-talented, multi-gifted is a problem rather than a privilege, which honestly, my perspective, it is. And I'm guessing that if you are watching this video and you are a fellow visionary artiste, then you too are familiar with these voices. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Maybe you are overwhelmed by the pressure to figure it out, right? To pick a lane, to specialize, to niche down. Ugh, overwhelming. Or maybe there's a deep fear within you of being seen and perceived as unfocused, messy, irresponsible, scatterbrained, flaky, any of those things, right? For me, for a long time, it was the lack of being seen as professional. I was afraid that I would be seen as unprofessional and immature. Or maybe somewhere along the way, you internalized the belief that in order to be successful, you must niche down. And now this has become a reality. This has become manifest in your world. And I am in no way here to shit on this way of being, right? On the niche, on the specialty, specialization. I am not here to shit on any of that. In fact, some of my closest friends are beings that are like singularly pointed, singularly focused, singularly directed. And it's also a beautiful way of being, right? Many paths to the top of the mountain. And for those of us who don't operate in this framework, that is the framework that's most celebrated and presented to us as the only viable path to success in our current society, for those of us that don't fit into that box, it can be an incredibly painful and like limiting process. It can feel so incredibly constricting. And we often just feel exhausted by continuously trying to be something that we are not, right? And this can often lead to experiences of failure or feeling stuck and not getting to where we want to be. And then these beliefs get reinforced when they're all bullshit. For us multi-passionate creatives, this choose one, niche down way can feel like cutting off a part of our soul. So in this video, I'm going to offer a reframe of what it means to be a multi-passionate creative. We're going to go over why niching down might not be the right thing for you. And I'll share some tips for how you can thrive as a multi-passionate, multi-talented creative. So stay tuned and remember to hit that subscribe button if you are ready to join a community of thriving visionary artists. We'd love to have you here in the space. But really, what does it mean to be multi-passionate? It means to have multiple passions, right? Many passions, more than one passions. Okay, great. That to me doesn't sound like a problem, right? It sounds kind of like where I want to be, in the world that I want to exist in. It sounds like, oh, cool. There are so many things that bring me alive, that bring me joy, that I'm enthusiastic about, that I'm interested in. That is not a problem, right? Multiple, many passions, the things that light us up, the things that feed us, the things that we love, right? That we're interested in, deeply, deeply interested in. And for those of us that carry this naturally, maybe you're like me and you're like, okay, but why would this ever be a terrible thing? And at the same time, in a world and in a society that very often punishes pleasure and joy and play, or that tells us that these things must be rewards for energy expended, for productivity, that these things are reserved for children or the ultra rich, then it can feel like we're going against the grain when what we're trying to do is to own all of these multiple passions, multiple enthusiasms within us. To be multi-passionate then is to have an innate gift, an innate ability to be able to connect ideas across disciplines, right? An ability to see through lines and build bridges and webs where others don't, because you have these many different interests. You have these many different worlds and subcultures from which to learn from, and which have influenced you, from where you can draw inspiration, right? It's naturally tends towards innovation, towards creating newness, towards leading the way, right? This ability to be like, wow, that really makes sense with that over there, and I'm going to bring this together. At its most exalted, this is an ability to create unity where there was previously separation. And that, especially nowadays in our increasingly divided, increasingly polarized world, whoa, that is a gift. That is a superpower. Where others see scatterbrainedness, you know that what you're carrying is a code to create union amidst separation. Like, that's amazing. That's amazing, right? I love that for us. It's a type of creativity, creative expression that thrives on novelty, on exploration, right? On discovery. And this, because that is how your creativity naturally operates, means that these individuals that are multi-passionate also have an innate and natural ability to take risk, to ask questions, to go where people have previously not gone before. It lends itself to a natural leadership, right? Which is amazing. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this later on in the video. It's a way of being that is fueled not by knowing the answers, but by asking questions, right? By being open, by being curious, by being willing to learn, to know more. And there's a beautiful humility in that as well. And this skill of asking questions is absolutely imperative in any movements of progress and change, right? We are often sold this idea, this notion that in order to succeed, we must pick one thing, right? Jack of all trades, master of none, and all that. I have a really fun, like, Akashic record story related to that I'll tell at the end for those who want to hear it. Anyway, when we look to history, however, some of the most successful people are and have been multi-passionate individuals, right? Let's take Andre 3000, because this is one of my favorite contemporary examples. Legendary, renowned rapper. In 2003, hits us with a surprise flute album, right? Maybe not such a surprise because he was actually like popping up in random towns and playing this wooden flute before that, but it hits us with a flute album, and you're like, what? And we were all like, we love that surprise. We love that diversification. We love that someone who has found great success trying something new, right? Okay, so maybe you're like, yeah, but Jess, that's all music. Stay with me, baby. Erykah Badu, also legendary musician, incredible vocals, constantly dropping deep, deep wisdom, right? She is also a doula. Excuse me. That's amazing. We love. And an actor and a director and a producer. So, multiple passions, great success, right? And did you know that Lenny Kravitz actually has a design firm, which is awesome. And we all watched Seth Rogen become this amazing pottery. What's it called? Potter? We're going to go with Potter. We watched Seth Rogen make all this epic poetry. I think he started a little bit before the pandemic, and his pieces are amazing. Go buy one. They're incredible. Okay, let's dial it back. Turn the wheel of time back. Leonardo da Vinci, who is famed for his art, was also an incredible polymath, right? His notebooks on everything from paleontology to astronomy are still reviewed and looked at today. Maybe that's not what we know him for, but he also found great success in these areas. And these interests definitely influenced his art. We can see that through so many of his pieces. And we cannot forget incredible Maya Angelou, right? Who wrote everything from poetry to investigative articles to novels to plays. She also directed and acted and wrote about everything across the board, right? Her interests were reflected in her writing. It's not that she tried to stick to just one topic or area. She allowed her art to be a reflection of who she was. Some of our greatest success stories of human history are people that were and are multi-passionate, right? And if you have this multi-passionate nature, this tends towards a natural innovation and a natural leadership. So let this be to your advantage rather than an obstacle to overcome. Because you don't limit yourself to one box, you allow us all to embrace bigger boxes until one day we're all like, fuck the box, right? Okay, back to the action. So let's go over some of the reasons why niching down might not be for you. Creativity thrives on diversity, right? It is fueled by and it yields diversity and difference and uniqueness, novelty, right? Let's look at Mama Nature, right? The most creative expression of consciousness that there is. Yeah, I'm gonna stand by that. Where we can find 8-legged genius sea creatures that also happen to taste delicious. Oop. And 8-legged creepy crawlies that like shoot threads from their body and build webs. There are flowers that eat other live things and flowers in all the colors of the rainbow. And we have thunderstorms and electricity in the sky. And we have people. We have so many different kinds of people. Nature has got it all. Nature, the most clear and most direct channel and expression of the creative spirit, proves to us that creativity thrives on and yields in diversity, right? In differences, in multiplicities. If you are a visionary artiste, someone that has really easy access to this channel of creativity, then you receive so many ideas, so much inspiration, right? You have a very fertile imagination, an ability to tap into possibility and potentiality, and so much natural desire to create and express this creative spirit, right? So when you try to go against your natural nature and be less diverse, focus more singularly rather than celebrating that diversity, what you are doing is beginning to create like constriction around the natural flow of your energy. This can lead to stagnation. This can lead to creative blocks. Like we're talking about literally taking all of this and making it like this. It can create sluggishness, that lack of inspiration, that lack of motivation, right? And ultimately, it's exhausting. It's so fucking tiring to try to be something or someone that you are not. And the long-term effects of this, the repeated cumulative effects of, oof, I'm gonna just try to be something I'm not, is disease. It's dis-ease and disharmony within the body. Your body starts yelling at you to be and allow yourself to liberate all that excess energy that's being like trapped into a very narrow container. Number two, another reason why niching down might just not be the path for you, even if it's, the best path for your best friend. Let's look to real world. Again, the market loves poly. It does. It really, really does. And most leaders of their field, of their industries, their businesses, their communities are multi-passionate individuals, because ultimately what takes us into new frontiers, new ways of being, new ways of relating are unique perspectives and novel experiences, which are inherent byproducts of allowing our natural, multi-passionate, creative energy to flow. The people that are willing to be like, I don't know, I'm going to ask questions rather than, oh, I have all the answers, are the people that are most likely to go first, to step out of the group and take a chance, to lead the way, right? To find the way, to build the way. This ability to be multi-passionate is very often a high indicator of immense ability to lead. And number three, but maybe the number one reason why niching down might just not be for you is because authenticity wins. Authenticity wins. I know that this has become a buzzword, maybe overused for some people, but let's be serious. We all loved when Andre 3000 released that flute album because that was what was authentic to his spirit in this time, right? Truth, alignment, someone being who they are creates a field, creates a vibration of just alignment, of trust, of like, wow, yeah, this person is clear. That's exactly who they are. They're not trying to be anyone they're not. And that is so deeply magnetic. It draws the right people to us. It draws the right opportunities to us. It draws the right tools to us. It is one of the most magnetic forces, the tools we have in our back pockets as beings, as condensed energy life forms. And so if you are a visionary artiste and you're trying not to be this multi-passionate creative, you're trying to be serious and you're trying to just like pick one thing and really, really focus on this thing that everyone else has told you that you are good at, you should do, that misalignment over time will distort that magnetic field. And rather than attracting what is meant for you, what is right for you, what is correct for you, you will begin to attract experiences that you don't want. And this is why very often we can't look to one person's path to success, right? This is why those 3-step, 5-step, whatever are annoying and don't often work, because what that person did in order to embrace, embody, become that successful version of them that they are is directly correlated to their authentic nature, to their authentic code. So when you are trying to copycat that, you are being inauthentic to your authentic nature. And what that creates is distortion rather than magnetism. And it yields in like, okay, why is this not working for me? There's something wrong with me. I'm the broken one. When really it's not your nature, it's not your process, it's not your way that is the problem. It is what you have told yourself, who you have told yourself you have to become in order to succeed. And part of that becoming somehow implies squashing your authentic nature, which we don't want to do, right? Imagine if Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, like squashed his impulse to make This Is America the way that This Is America was made, or his comedic genius in Community, or his fashion sense, right? Even the way he expresses himself in fashion each time is authentic to who he is. And he's successful as fuck. Your multiple passions, your creative gifts, your multiplicity has never been the problem. Your process is not the problem. It is the thing that will liberate you, right? It is the thing that will fuel you, that will propel you to new heights. And in order for that to take place, you must embrace and accept and own this multi-passionate nature rather than trying to run away from it. So instead of trying to choose just one, what would happen if you put your energy towards embracing it all? And I know this is not easy. This is not easy in the world that we live in with all the naysaying voices around us, right? So for all of you fellow visionary artists walking this path, I thank you, I celebrate you, I salute you, I'm here for you. And I want you to remember that it is absolutely possible for you to thrive as a visionary artist. 100%. It's in your fucking birthright, baby. It is absolutely possible for you to thrive as a visionary artist. The only thing you have to do, you must do, you are required to do, is believe that it's possible for you. And along the way, here are a few things you can do if you so choose to support yourself in that process. Number one, seek out fellow visionary artists. Track them down, read their memoirs, read all the interviews they've done, watch the interviews, listen to them on podcasts. Find them in your friends groups, on your feeds, connect, expose yourself to as many multi-passionate creatives succeeding, thriving that you can get your hands on, right? The more that you can see it's possible, the more you're going to believe that it's possible for you too. Number two, find your people. This is actually maybe like one of my top pieces of advice for everything, but find your people. Stop trying to make the people that don't get it, and invest your time and energy connecting with those that already do get it. Find your people, the ones that are walking the similar path, the ones that are supporting you, loving you unconditionally, right? Like maybe they're not walking the path, but maybe they're like, rah, rah, I believe in whatever you do. I'm not going to judge you for it. I'm not going to question you for it. I'm not going to challenge you on it. Find the people that reflect back to you love and support. This doesn't mean that they're not going to, tell you a thing is a thing when you need to know a thing is a thing, but they're going to love you and embrace you and hold you through it all. Find communities, find mentors, create your own masterminds with your friends, like find new ways of relating to people that include this path of creative self-actualization as well. Number three, follow energy, not trends. The more you free and own and embrace your multi-passionate nature, the more energy gets liberated, right? We're getting that energy that was waiting for being like, the more energy gets liberated. So follow where that energy wants to go, right? Follow what genuinely lights you up, because trends come and go, and your energy also might come and go and might shift, but it's always going to lead you towards what is true for you. Again, connecting back to that authenticity piece. If you allow yourself to pursue what lights you up rather than what is expected of you or what is trending, then you will eventually be led to the place that was always meant for you, right? Number four, leverage multiple income streams, right? If you are a multi-passionate creative, this is, I would say, really, really important, because part of feeling safe enough and resourced enough to allow yourself to explore these multiple passions is also financial safety and security. So if for some reason you're not getting that from an outside source, like a job or family money or a sugar daddy or investment properties, I don't know, I love you all, not judging, then it is really important and beneficial when you realize that you can actually support yourself and receive from all of these passions. And this is amazing, because in 2024, when I'm recording this, and I imagine in the future, there's going to be even more of this available, but there are so many ways that we can share our art, that we can promote ourselves, that we can be innovative, that we can sell. We're really able to be way more global. Yes, it might take more effort to set up, but it's absolutely possible for you to be making a very sustaining, very abundant, very comfortable, amount of income. So leverage multiple income streams to your advantage. And number 5, find your mission. Find your mission. Yes, it's not necessary for you to niche down at all, right? And when you know what you are devoted to, right? The vision, the reality, the question that is guiding you, your North Star, the thing that turns you on, the thing that brings you alive. When you are able to define that and be clear on what that is and let that guide you, it smooths out the way, right? And I have a whole video called Beyond the Niche that is all about helping you anchor down, direct your energy, get clear on what is your mission, what is your devotion, what are you meant to serve in this lifetime. So that'll be linked below, and I recommend that if that feels like something that would be supportive to you right now. We did it. You, my beautiful visionary artiste, my multi-passionate creative, your creativity does not walk a straight line. And that's your magic, baby, right? It might not be fun. It might not be the easiest. Might be a little chaotic at times, but that is your magic, and that is your superpower, and that is your gift to the world. Because let's be honest, the world doesn't need more people like resentfully playing by the rules and stuffing themselves in these tiny boxes. No, we need visionaries and leaders who can show us, who can guide us, who can walk us, who can inspire us into new realities and new ways of being. And this has always been the highest purpose of art, is that art reveals what is possible. Art shows us what is, right? It holds up a clear fucking mirror to reality. And it also shows us what is possible. It is what allows us to dream new worlds into being. And this is such an undervalued gift in society as it is right now. But it is, in my opinion, one of the most important, beautiful, powerful aspects of being human, especially of being a visionary artiste, which you are. So don't let the fear of being misunderstood hold you back. Don't let the naysayers or the people that don't get it influence your choices, right? Own this path, own this identity, and let it lead you to where it needs to take you. If this video resonated with you, hit that subscribe button down below, and let's participate in this creative revolution together. See y'all in the next one. Go spend 15 minutes on your art. So we often get sold. Wow. Okay.